Hey everyone, so the title of Avengers 4 is Avengers Endgame. That's the biggest reveal that we have got from the Avengers 4 official trailer that finally came out on Friday. What's up guys, I am AK and in this video you'll see Marvel Studios Avengers Endgame Trailer Breakdown along with all the details that are important, and I'll explain everything that is going on. So let's jump to the breakdown straight away.
Stay on. Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this.
So in the very first scene, we see Tony recording a message for Pepper in case she finds his Iron Man helmet. But we don't know if she survived. But Tony hopes that she did. And the reason why he is doing is because he is stuck in outer space with no food and water, and the oxygen supply is also about to end soon. So he's completely hopeless about his survival. Let me give you a quick recap of how this happened. So by the end of Infinity War, except Nebula, Tony lost all his companions, those who were fighting against Thanos on the planet Titan. And during the fight, his nanotech armor was damaged massively by Thanos. That is why we see his broken helmet in this first scene. So he is out of power, resources, and hope. Moving on.
Part of the journey is the end. Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food and water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning. That'll be it.
In this scene, we get to know whose spaceship he is on. It is Milano, spaceship of Guardians of the Galaxy, which had some power left in it, but not enough to help Iron Man to reach Earth. We also see Nebula later in the trailer staring at her sister's chair, but it is still not sure if she boarded the ship along with Tony. Now it could be possible that the spaceship she came on that she hit Thanos with was still working and she left for something entirely different. Maybe she went after Thanos. Moving on.
When I drift off, I will dream about you. It's always you.
Now this tells us that Pepper means everything to Tony, aka Iron Man. But how is he going to be rescued will be very interesting to see, because the leftover Avengers aren't even aware about his presence. They don't know if he's alive, because all they know about Tony Stark is that he went missing as he went after the spaceship in which Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian came to Earth. Then we see the logo of Marvel Studios also fading away because of the decimation. Official name for Thanos Snap. Moving on.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do. He wiped out 50% of all living creatures.
Then we get a very important scene. Thanos has hung up his armor on a stick and it looks like a scarecrow. Thanos is still on the same planet as he was in the end of Infinity War. He's working on his farm, and in the background we hear Black Widow that Thanos did what he wanted. So now he's just resting, but an interesting fact that he's still wearing the gauntlet, which looks quite damaged. Now, in a recent Infinity War screening with Collider, the Russos said that Thanos paid both physical and emotional cost for the decimation, and the gauntlet will not be that powerful now. So maybe Thanos is very weak now, and that is why he is wearing the gauntlet, and he also does not want the gauntlet to slip from his hands. And his armor being hung up in the style of Scarecrow is actually a scene from the Infinity Gauntlet comic book. After that we see the new Avengers facility with Steve Rogers aka Captain America sitting down and crying, clearly for his Avengers friends and for the rest of the humans. And then we see Black Widow and Dr. Bruce Banner talking about the Avengers who have disappeared. And this tells us that Shuri, who was last seen in her lab in Infinity War where she was attacked by Corvus Glaive, but it was unknown since then that if she made it to the surviving half. But this scene tells us that she did not, as she's also on the list. Had she survived, it would have been a great help for the Avengers because 1, she's absolutely genius, and 2, she has access to the most advanced tech on Earth. Pym family, who knew all about quantum realm, did not survive. So she was the best chance to understand the quantum realm, but looks like it has to be Banner, who without any doubt is very smart, but might need some help. But the help is stuck in outer space. We also see Scott Lang aka Ant-Man on the list of the dusted Avengers, but we see Ant-Man later in the trailer, and that is why it surprised Cap and Black Widow both. Moving on.
We lost. All of us. We lost friends. We lost family. We lost a part of ourselves.
In this scene we hear Cap in the background saying we lost. That means the humans lost, and we get a quick glimpse of Thor, who seems quite broken. And I don't know if someone lost more than Thor did, because in a few months span he lost his father, then a lot of his Asgardian friends and citizens, then his brother and more Asgardians, and now half of the entire universe. That includes n number of innocents, including the leftover Asgardians and also the fellow Avengers, just because he did not go for the hit, which he could have. So I believe no one can understand what Thor is going through in this movie. And then the best scene for me in the trailer, after killing some people, Ronan wipes his sword and shows himself to Black Widow, who is there to get probably Hawkeye back. But he is not Hawkeye anymore. At the same time, Cap in the background says, we lost family and we lost a part of ourselves. That tells us what Clint is doing here and why he looks like this. So the last time we saw him was in the Avengers Infinity War prelude comic, when he actually took retirement and was under house arrest for some time, as Ant-Man aka Scott Lang was. But I believe he was free before the snap happened. And so was Ant-Man. But what happened was that the snap, aka the decimation, dusted all of his family members. Therefore, there was nothing for him to stay, and he left and became Ronin. I'll explain Ronin and his comic book story in another video maybe. He no more uses the bow and arrow, but a sword. Moving on.
This is the fight of our lives.
This is gonna work, Steve.
I know it is. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't.
Then Cap and Black Widow are on the Quinjet getting ready to do something huge. And why I say it's huge, because Captain America has his compass out and is looking at her beloved Peggy Carter. And the last time we saw him looking at it was back in Captain America the First Avenger, when he crashed Red Skull's spaceship in the ocean to save thousands of lives while risking his own. Then he also says this is the fight of their life, and Black Widow assures him that whatever they are going to do will absolutely work. And Cap responds, I know it will, because I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't. So clearly they're going to do something while risking their own lives. And this is what we have been hearing from a long time, that both Black Widow and Captain America will play a huge role in Avengers 4, which is now Avengers Endgame. And then slowly all the dusted or faded particles come together to form Avengers, implying that in the end that all of the faded Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy members will be back and stand against Thanos or the other big villain of the movie. Of course, if there is another villain. Moving on.
Hi, is anyone home? This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. I got really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
Now a very big moment for the Avengers when Ant-Man shows up at the front door of the new Avengers facility. And Cap here gets confused because as we saw earlier in the trailer, according to the leftover Avengers, Scott Lang aka Ant-Man is also the victim of the snap. So Cap thinks it is an old message, but Black Widow confirms that it is not an old message but a live video from their front door. Plus Scott also has the van which we saw in the post-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp that has the quantum tunnel, giving the Avengers a very thin but strong ray of hope. Because so far they don't know where he was and what quantum realm actually is. But now they will find out and understand that it is their only way to bring everything back to normal. So though the trailer did not show us much, but was absolutely amazing because it showed us that how broken the Avengers are and what Thanos had done. So for me, it was 10 out of 10. I'll be doing a lot more videos on Avengers Endgame, so don't go without subscribing. Hit like if you enjoyed the video and share with me in the comments that what was your favorite scene from the Avengers Endgame trailer. Until the next time, thank you so much for watching. See you soon.